product backlog is a prioritized list of user stories, features, enhancements, and defects that define the work to be done on a product. It serves as the single source of requirements for the development team and is managed and prioritized by the product owner. Backlog grooming, also known as backlog refinement, is the process of regularly reviewing, refining, and updating the items in the product backlog. Product backlog. Definition: the product backlog is a dynamic document that evolves throughout the product's life cycle. It represents a collection of user stories, features, or items that provide value to the product's users or customers. Purpose: the product backlog captures the functional and non-functional requirements of the product. It is the primary input for planning, prioritizing, and delivering work in iterative development approaches such as Scrum. Content: the product backlog includes user stories, which are concise descriptions of a desired functionality from the perspective of an end user. It may also contain technical tasks, defects, or other items that contribute to the product's development. Prioritization: the product backlog is ordered based on priority, with the most valuable or critical items placed at the top. The priority is determined by the product owner, considering factors such as customer needs, business value, dependencies, and market demands. Backlog grooming. Backlog grooming refers to the practice of reviewing and refining the items in the product backlog. It is an ongoing activity that ensures the backlog remains relevant, well understood, and ready for implementation. Backlog grooming aims to clarify and decompose user stories, estimate effort, identify dependencies, and ensure the backlog is in a state where the development team can easily understand and work on the items. During backlog grooming sessions, the product owner and development team collaborate to break down user stories into smaller, more manageable tasks or sub-stories, discuss and clarify requirements to ensure a shared understanding, estimate effort or complexity for each item using techniques such as story points or relative sizing, identify and document dependencies between user stories or other items, validate and update priorities based on new information or changing business needs. Backlog grooming is typically done regularly, preferably before the start of each sprint, to ensure that the upcoming items are well defined and ready for development. The frequency may vary depending on the product and team, but it is generally a recurring activity throughout the project. In conclusion, backlog grooming is a collaborative effort involving the product owner, development team, and occasionally other stakeholders. It helps maintain a healthy and refined product backlog, enabling the development team to work efficiently, deliver value incrementally, and adapt to changing requirements effectively. Some of the benefits of backlog grooming. Increased accuracy. Backlog grooming helps to ensure that the product backlog is accurate and complete. This helps to avoid costly mistakes later in the development process. Reduced rework. Backlog grooming helps to reduce rework. This is because the requirements are gathered early in the development process and are not changed frequently. Improved communication. Backlog grooming improves communication between the product owner, the development team, and other stakeholders. This helps to ensure that everyone is on the same page and that the product is developed in a way that meets the needs of the stakeholders. Increased customer satisfaction. Backlog grooming helps to increase customer satisfaction. This is because the requirements are gathered from the customers and are used to develop a product that meets their needs. To improve the accuracy, reduce the rework, improve the communication, and increase the customer satisfaction of your product development process, backlog grooming, which is a valuable tool, needs to be considered. Some of the activities that typically occur during backlog grooming. Reviewing the product backlog. The product owner and the development team review the product backlog to ensure that it is accurate, complete, and prioritized. Identifying dependencies. The product owner and the development team identify any dependencies between features. Dependencies are requirements that must be completed before other requirements can be started. Estimating the effort. The product owner and the development team estimate the effort required to complete each feature. Creating user stories. User stories are a way of describing requirements in a way that is easy to understand for both the product owner and the development team. Writing acceptance criteria. Acceptance criteria are a way of defining what it means for a requirement to be met. Prioritizing the product backlog. The product owner prioritizes the product backlog so that the most important features are addressed first. Questions. 1. Could you explain what product backlog is? 2. Could you explain the roles of a product owner as related to product backlog? 3. Could you explain what backlog refinement is? 4. Could you explain some benefits of backlog refinement?